9th, and we're here to talk about the Dolphins and how they played today. Josh Rosen got his second start, and again, they played very well for the first half, but put up a goose egg in the second half, just like they did against the Cowboys last week. I'm starting to wonder if they're doing it on purpose, if they're not sticking to the game plan that they start with in the first half that works for them, because Josh Rosen has he's been putting the ball on his receivers. He's been very good for being hit as much as he's been hit with that offensive line not protecting him. And Miami have the most drops out of any team in the NFL. That says a lot right there. And, this is my theory on it. Miami has first-round draft pick from the Steelers, which I don't see them finishing any better than 6-10. And then they have 2 first-rounders from the Texans. And I see them finishing no better than 8-8. And that's a good finish for them. And Miami, they just played the 4 hardest teams they're going to play all year. And now they have the bye to get healthy and, finish out their season. But the thing is where does Josh Rosen fit in on all this? Josh Rosen is a starting, talented quarterback in the NFL. So, I think this is my theory on it. I think that Miami took him in the second round last year's draft, and they're showcasing him, and they're going to showcase him through the whole year, but they're only going to showcase him for the first half of every game, especially the remainder of our games, because our first 4 games were all playoff teams from last year. The remaining schedule, we play the Jets twice, and they haven't won a game, I don't believe. They haven't won a game yet. And we play another 0-3, an 0-4 team. They're 0-3 right now until Monday night. They might be 1-3, the Bengals. But we play. I counted 6 games that Miami could win if they would stick to the game plan that they have coming into the game for the first half. So, I believe they're evaluating their talent for the first half of the game, getting an idea of who they're going to keep on and where the needs are for their draft picks and all that. And if Albert Wilson can stay healthy, we have, Parker, he's a baller. If he gets if the ball's thrown and hits a catchable ball, he's going to catch it and he's going to come down with it. And same with Preston Williams. He's not as reliable as Parker yet, but he will be. He's a rookie this year, and he's 6'5". He's a red zone freak, and the dude's already proving that he can be a number one wide receiver in this league. And so I see him and Parker being on Miami. And if Albert Wilson can stay healthy and be a good slot receiver, we have a great offense when it comes to our wide receivers. What we do need is, after we draft Tua with the first pick, we're going to have 3 first-round draft picks this year that are most likely going to be in. 2 of them will probably be in the top 10. Miami will probably have the first overall pick, and then Pittsburgh I see being in the top 10 picks, and then Texans I would say in the top 15. That's 3 picks in the top 15 of the first round. So you take Tua first, then you take the best offensive tackle in the draft with your second pick. And then with your third pick, you take the best defensive end in the draft. And then you go from there. You get 2 second-round picks, and then you work on your offensive line or your defensive line, because we got enough cap space to take the draft picks we have and then take that money that we have in the free agency and take and plug free agents in where we need talent. But we definitely, I would say, draft a running back with the second pick in the second round. Draft a running back, because Kenyon Drake obviously is not a 3-down back. He's more of a pass catching back. He's not a grinder. They need, if they even keep Drake next season, I don't know. He's fumbled the ball so many times. It's not looking good for him anyway. But he's very talented. I'll give him that. If he could work on not fumbling the ball and just concentrate on doing his job, and that's just getting upfield, not taking any cutbacks that, trying to do any Barry Sanders style stuff, because that's not the type of player he is. He's fast, but he's not that type of player. He's a one cut run, get upfield player. But if we could keep him and then draft in the second round a beast of a back that is fast but also heavy, like I'd say a 230 pound, 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot back that can, like a Frank Gore type back, but faster. If there's one of those in this draft, we need to take. And with that free agency next year, the Dolphins have, I believe, either the most cap space or second to most cap space to spend in the NFL. So that being said, they can build an offensive line off of free agents and plug in players where they're needed. But really, they're gonna have to get these draft picks correct. They can't have any busts. These draft picks have to be well planned out, scouted, and it has to work out. They have to be great players, because if it doesn't work out, this could go sideways real fast. And the following year, Miami could be doing this all over again, which they're already off to a good start with 2 first-round draft picks in 2021. So, and then 2 second-rounders and so on. So, I see the Miami Dolphins being a AFC East champion team in 2021. And then every year for the next 10 years after that, I see them being Super Bowl contending team, because they'll have, and this is if their draft goes correct, because they'll have their quarterback, Tua. They'll have the offensive line, the defensive line, and Xavier Howard. He needs help, so they definitely need to They need to either get another Pro Bowl corner in free agency, or they need to draft a top corner in the third round pick, because you can get a great third round corner. But he needs help. I believe he was a third rounder actually, but Eric Rowe, come on, dude. That guy, he hasn't helped us out a bit. He is not a good corner. I don't know what Brian Flores was thinking on picking him up, because he's not a good corner. He's mediocre at best. And Rashad Jones, let him play his contract out as a Dolphin, because he is a stud. Straight up stud. He can read. He's a ball hawk. He can read defenses like no other. Baker. Baker is just a stud too, linebacker. So we have the pieces all over. We got the safety, we got the corner. I even like Bobby McCain. I think he's an awesome. I think he'd play better as a corner, opposite of Xavier Howard, not as a safety, because he's not big. He's a little dude. He's fast, but he's little. When you have safeties, you need a bigger player that can, make all the big hits and tackles and